Texas AT&T Stadium. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage. Stuff them in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
They go to Elliott again. And some room to work. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 19 and a first down. 2017 for Zeke Elliott, a mixed bag. Would he play, would he not play? Well, he missed the 6 games from weeks 10 to 15. He still finished, though, Charles, 10th in the league in rushing.
Just tells you about the talent that he has and how explosive he is and what he brings to the table. Look, he averaged 98 yards per game, 98.3 to be exact, a full 11 yards higher than number 2 Todd Gurley behind him. So that just tells you, if he plays a full season and he's averaging that type of yardage, I think Dallas's win numbers go up.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, Elliott. Oh, he's got a little daylight. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
That'll go as a loss of 5, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Buying time to his left. And out of bounds all the way down at the 2-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room.
And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Cowboys have taken the early lead. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. On second down, here's Breeze. Being chased out left. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Back to the air on second down. It's Breeze. And it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. He's at the 30. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got a 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. New Orleans offense working its way back out there. As we look at them ahead to 2018, as that wound at the end of 2017 continues to heal, Charles, they're going to have Kamara, Ingram, Thomas. If they have Breeze back at quarterback, this should be an excellent squad again.
It certainly should, and frankly, if the offensive line comes back healthy and intact, that's another big win for them, especially with their 2 tackles, Teron Armstead at left tackle, Ryan Ramczyk, who was a rookie last season at right tackle. They are loaded going forward. If they could get a real playmaker at tight end, that might be the last piece. And if that happens, I'd hate to be a defensive coordinator trying to game plan for them.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Ingram again, a first down carry. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
On second down, Ingram. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a third down and 8.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in, 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
To throw is Breeze. Eluded, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Sean Lee able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. They do go for it. It's Breeze. And this is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP. 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. As you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game. Not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
Again, it's Elliott, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On third down, it's Smith, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
Prescott to throw on fourth. And he finds his man. That's Butler. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A first down carry by Elliott. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. 9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on second down. Second down, Prescott. And his pass incomplete.
I had a coach tell me a long time ago that running a screen pass is similar to acting 101 for your offense because you got to show something different and create extra space for linemen to chase the quarterback in order to create extra room for the receiver to catch the football and maneuver upfield. In this case, though, give a lot of credit to the defense. They communicated well. You could hear them talking to each other on the field, and they reacted and knocked it away. The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
And this one is right down the middle. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
Fielded about a yard deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. But before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took home Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, very impressive. They had both sides of the ball. Sean McVay deserving, I think you would agree, of Coach of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what he did for the Rams when they went from last in the league in scoring to leading the league in scoring and winning a division title. And how about the New Orleans Saints? Rookie of the Year, offense and defense. Alvin Kamara on offense, Marshawn Lattimore on defense.
They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. To throw, it's Breeze. Coleman has it here right side. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Breeze now on first down. Flush to his, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Breeze to throw on second down. Steps away to his left. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. So the Cowboys offense coming back out there, and after the excitement of that 13-3 year, the NFC East title 2016, they fell back to earth in 2017. They still finished 9-7, but not what you expected from them.
No, the scoring differential was a big telltale about the difference between 2016 and 2017.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Prescott now on second down. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1. Final play of the half. Prescott nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back at the 23.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it, because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
From the gun on third down, Breeze. And some room to roam now. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Well, you start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. Right? This is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I'll bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Now Breeze throwing on second down. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Breeze. And he's got Snead. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Breeze finding Snead there for a Saint first down. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back. In that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
Easy. Like 5-4.
Breeze hands to Ingram. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with third down and just a yard to go.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
On third down, Mark Ingram. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're going to try and throw. Caught by Snead over the middle. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. From midfield, here's Breeze. Forced out to his left. And an alley to run. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Breeze gives it up to Ingram. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Back now in Arlington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Saints on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. That's going to set them back 5 yards. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now Breeze on 3rd down. They'll set up the screen down to Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to make it 4th down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now Breeze, got to have this one. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off right around the the 43. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now Breeze to try again after the pick six. Brought in left side by Snead. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. Shotgun now for Breeze. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Escaping, and a big loss here as he's taken down. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. And a great spot to start this drive from here. 10th carry now for Elliott. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Now they'll run it on the toss. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And this is going to be incomplete. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run for it. It's Ingram. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. A give to Elliott. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Give them 13 on the pickup there. And it'll be 1st down Cowboys. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He got 29 yards that time. Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And one of the whistles for timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Breeze will try again on 2nd down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. One final try here for Breeze. Now Breeze lost the football. So Charles are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.